Hi YouTube, Mike the Gambling Guy. I'm back and I'm here to blow your mind today because today we are going to show you how to count cards to go for the tie, and all thanks to Baccarat Funk for this knowledge. And actually I just saw we had a signal, so we're going to just jump right in going for the tie here. So you can see my current balance is $5,000. It was $70. So that would actually be a -2 on the card count versus a 0. And that we had the banker come up, so it ended up being a -2 on the card count. So I'll put the card count up, but it's all the lower cards. Ace, 1, 2, 3 all count as 1. 4 counts as a score of 2, and then you're going to go above that, have advantage to the house. So then it would be a score of -1 on 5, 7, and 8. 6 is a score of -2, and 9 and any face card, 10 and all the face cards, they're all score of 0. And we're all looking for symmetry in the game, or as I like to talk about, the energy in the game, right? That's what we're playing for, is the energy in the game. So there I believe we just had a score of -3. So I'm really looking for a score of 0, right? In this one hand, we don't care about the entire shoe. We're looking for symmetry in the moment. It's like energy in the moment, right? A lot of times I'm playing for energy in the moment. So this is going to be one way that we're looking for energy in the moment, is looking for the combination of cards that are coming out to tell us what's going to be coming up after that. And it's either going to be a 0, or there's going to be cards that come out that are a pair, and a pair is just as good as far as bringing out symmetry. So right now we have a -2 in the count, and it ended up still being a -2. So maybe it's going to be a little bit till we get another bet here, but that's all right. There hasn't been a lot of ties in this shoe so far. She's got 13 players, 23 bankers, really heavy on the banker side, and 3 ties. So we're going to see if any symmetry shows up. We're not playing every hand, because that would just be silly. I actually had done that when I first started doing it, and I actually found a shoe with 0 ties. There was a shoe with 0 ties, and I found it, and it cost me pretty big. But we're back from that. So here we actually have a +1, and we ended up with a tie. So if you see a tie, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bet a tie. So right now my bet is for $6 because my last bet was $5. And if you're wondering what happened to my basement, well, a couple things. It's been a while since I've been on. First, I was human, and I martingaled, as much as I say, don't martingale. Don't kill me, but I martingaled, and I lost a couple $1,000s, and it was painful. Didn't lose all my bankroll, but then from there I did have some bad sessions. Went down a little bit more. It just took me a little while to get that back. Then I had surgery, and then my basement flooded. Congratulations! So anytime that I was planning on going to be able to have, if we did one more face card, we'll get our tie. So close. So we got a 0 + 1 was the count there, and we'll go again here. See if we can get a tie on this one. So yeah, the basement flooded. Not good. So you can see I'm actually at my stand-up desk. Luckily my desk goes up and down, right? So I'm able to stand up and present for you today. Too bad I'm not doing the dance. That'd be fitting, wouldn't it? I was doing the dance, but here we're just hunting for a tie. So we did just have a tie come up, so we're going to play the next 2 hands. And look, we had a perfect pair come up, so that's more symmetry. So we're also going to be playing the next one, and that had a score of -6. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rebet. I'm going to put an extra $1 in there, because that will that extra $1 covers the last 8. Remember, it pays 8 to 1. So you can get a lot of steps in the progression of looking for a tie. And you can really do this with a lot of different sizes of bankrolls, but you have to be able to say, okay, I'm in this to win this, right? Because you're confident in the energy of the game. The tie is going to show up again, and it's going to be giving itself away in the cards. Like we just had that perfect pair that just showed up. So now we have a score of +1, because that's a 3. 9 is a 0. So now we have a +2. Now we just need a face card. So it's a 0 count, and now it's a -1 count. Okay, that 0 count for a second, but the funny thing is that 9, and actually we're going to play that next one, because that last one that we end up losing on that 9, the 9 has a count of 0. So that was actually, the cards didn't know any better. It knew it was a count of 0. So it could have been easily a 10 or a face card, because it was a 0 count, which would have given us our tie. So that would have been our tie. As far as the cards know, the cards think they just gave us a tie. So see a tie, bet a tie, and that's what we're looking for here. So here we've got a count of -1. 5 is a -1. 9 is a 0. And that is a count of -1. So this one we're just gonna, we'll let this one ride, and we'll see what comes after this. See if we get another indication to jump on in. So how have you been? It's been a piece of time. I apologize about that. I felt bad I wasn't able to make some videos. Really was. So that's a -1. And now we have a 0. Because the 9 that came up on the other side is a 0, and the 2 was a 1. So -1 and 1, 0. So let's see if the tie comes here or if a pair comes here, but we know we're going to be betting this one and the next one, looking for our win. A tie next to a tie would not be the craziest thing I've ever seen, right? Because we talk about on the road there, right now we're 3-3. I mean, everybody's going to be getting cards. We'd have to have another 7 that got pulled there. But even before talking to Baccarat Funk about this and seeing his video, and I tell you, go out to Baccarat Funk, check him out, subscribe to him. Heck, buy him a cup of coffee. He's got his site set up, keyed in. I was so impressed with the way that he shoots his videos. He's got multiple cameras, and the editing is fantastic. But more important than that, the information is fantastic. So I had a bunch of ties yesterday. So here we have a -2. And that would be a -1. And that would be another 0. So here we're going to rebet. And this is going to be a bet of $12 on my progression. So I do have a lot of steps in my progression. Hoping to make the video shorter though. Sometimes we hit these just the very first bet. It comes up, says 0, or there was a tie, and then it comes right after. How many times have you seen that? A tie comes right after tie. So I got my green shirt on today. It's because we're tie hunting, right? Looking for that green. Bring out the green. And bring out the green, right? So that is a count of 0 so far. +1, -1. That is -1. And that is another 0. Wow, another 0 showed up. So this is actually going to be a bet of 14. Because now I need 2 more chips to cover the, right, it's 8 chips, or, it pays 8 to 1. So that would have given me 16 chips. Win this next one at a 14. And at 14, I will profit $44. So we're going to recover all of my losses and profit $44. My goal today is to get to $5,300. So here we have a -3. 6 is -2. 7 is -1. So -5. -6. Wow. Now we're going up to a, oh, this actually calls for a $15 bet. So I don't have a profit of $38. But that's another zero, so we know we're going to be playing the next two. Unless the tie comes. And then when the tie comes, again, we're looking for that next tie, but we're only trying to get one tie per shoe. So far, there's only been 4. So this is a count of 2, even though it says the numerical number adds up to 4, but that's fine. So it's a count of 3, count of 4, count of 5. Well, at least you guys are figuring out how to do the count. So now we have a bet of 17. And you can see, bet of 17. Not worried. The 0 counts have been showing up. Now we just need them to bring the symmetry of the tie. But Baccarat Funk knows about shapes of shoes, which I have yet to learn. But there's a 0 on that side, so hopefully we get a 9 on that side. Now we got a 7, but it's -1. And that was, I believe, the second one since we had a 0 there. So we're going to hang out. We knew our last bet was 17, so our next bet will be 19. Well, let's look for another indicator of some symmetry showing up. Watch is going to show up here because there's the tie line. If you want to call that a line, it's a dot that it's on. So +1. If nothing else, you guys are going to learn how to count. So there, right now we're sitting at 0, -1, -2. But there weren't any pairs, and it was just -2. So we're gonna hang out here. See if we either get a tie to trigger us to bet again, a pair on one side, or a 0 count. So we've got a 3 count, 4 count, got a 6 count. No pairs though. So we're continue to hang out. Good thing is we're not just sitting here throwing money at it every time, right? Because you can see we're 13 bets away from the last time it's had a tie. We've got a +2. And the nice thing about it, being online, there's zero count right now. -1. -2. No pairs, no real symmetry there. So hopefully we get something happening here before we get to the end. So here we've got, of course, that's 0. And that's a -1. Now if I was looking for the dance here, right, because we just had 2 yeses, we'd actually be looking for another banker if we were going to be doing the dance. But today, it's all about the green, it's all about the ties. So we're looking for the energy to come out through the game, through the ties, 1 tie per shoe. That's what we're hunting. -2 is our count. -2 stays our count. No pairs. -3 is the total count here. But the nice thing about this, you get the tie. I mean, it's really considered a safer way to play because right now I'm down, $114? I mean, that's about 4 units for me because right now I'm playing at a $30 unit because my goal, $300 a day. So here the dance would really appreciate a banker to show up, but I'm really looking for the count. So +1, no pairs. That's a 0 on that side. 4 and 6 both wave off each other. So right now we have a 0 count and we've got a +2. Right? So hopefully you can see by playing online, they're not dealing the cards so fast that you're not able to get the count. You can very easily get the count once you practice a little bit. And you can certainly use Wizards of Odds to practice, right, in their Baccarat table. That's one way to do it. You can also have cards of your own, so you can learn how to deal like the dealers deal. And there's her cut card. So she is going to be done here. And we'll go check out the other table, see what the other table's doing. Oh, there's a pair. Look, she's bringing symmetry in her last hand here, where she's bringing a pair. So that was -2, ended up being -1. All right, looks like she's had 5 ties, so we're going to have to watch and see what she's doing as of late. And we're just going to continue where we were. We got an opportunity to make a bet. That's where we go in. That's perfectly fine. So again, we're looking for symmetry or energy in the game. So there's +2. You guys are getting good at counting, though. +3 was the count. So that was actually, well, that would have been the 5th one on the dance. Or actually it went no. Yeah, so it finally went yeah. So I wouldn't even been betting there on the dance, but I would be betting for the boomerang to actually be a banker here. But it's not what we're betting here. We're not betting the dance. That'd be a slow dance. We're looking for symmetry in the game. Energy coming out in the game. So that is actually a +1 in the count, even though we can see it's a 9. And that would be a +3 altogether. So there was no boomerang in that last one. So the banker would be the call in the dance. See, at this point, I'm just hanging out, watching the game unfold, looking for ties. I'm looking at the tie lines. I'm expecting that hopefully we get symmetry here, because it looks like based on this line, we could have symmetry up here in the first 2 columns that are going to be coming up. Or potentially we could draw this line down and maybe something in the 4th column. Who knows? That's the way I've read it in the past, is finding that symmetry. So there we have a -2. And we have a 0 count right now. We can get face cards. Oh, we got a -1. Or sorry, +1. That was a 3. So we've got a +1 on our count. So we're not jumping in here on this one. Oh, actually just hit the tie. So we are jumping in here on this one. See a tie, bet a tie. So that actually tied, even though it was a -1 on the count. Ta-da! It was a tie. So now we're looking for that back-to-back ties, and we know we're going to be playing the next 2. So that actually puts us up into the line of the other previous tie lines. So we've got a 1, 0, got a 6, very popular tie number, and a 7. All right, so we're going to rebet, and now we're going to be on here for $21, which will give us a profit of $35. Now, of course, I could have been more aggressive. So if I was on the same bet, doing a more aggressive stance, I would actually have a profit of $92 if we can get this next one to hit. So depending on your bankroll and how aggressive you want to be, so she just pulled her cut card. Looks like we might be going back to that other shoe unless we get the tie right now. 6-6 tie. Come on. Oh, there's a pair. Pair came out, so we had symmetry. It did give us symmetry. So we did have the pair there. And she should be done. Just in case she goes to pull another card. Another hand, which I don't think she's going to. I'm going to put my next bet there. Okay. Come on. Bring the green. Bring the green. 9. Taking 9-9. 9-9s happen all the time to me when I'm playing. 9-7. That's all right. So we actually have that's a 0 count. 4 is 2. 5 is -1. 7 is -1. So that was another 0 count. So potentially her next hand was going to be bringing that symmetry. Darn. All right, let's go. Let's go back to the other table because she should be doing something now. Now we just have to wait and see what the card count is. Now watch, her 6 had great card count or had some symmetry that we weren't able to see because I was a little late getting over here opening up this room. So it's a +3. 7's a very common tie number. +4. +5 on the count. So, in case you haven't heard me say it yet, we're looking for some symmetry before we place our bets. So we're not placing every bet. And our next bet is going to be for $27. So we have a -1, -1, still the count. And now we have a 0. So $27 is the count. I will profit $37. Because right there, 0 is the count. So we're looking for zeros and we're looking for ties, right? Symmetry coming out in the hands. Last time the 0 had brought the tie, or had brought, I wish it brought the tie, had brought the pair. And there has been no ties here yet. So go ahead and bring the tie here. It'd be fantastic. So that's a +1. +3, +2, and we didn't get the tie, but we are going for the next one, which is $30, because we do 2 in a row from when we see the symmetry. So come on, bring the green. 0. 7, most common tie number. We didn't get it, but that was a -1. And we didn't have any pairs there. So we're going to let this one ride. Our next bet will be $34 for a profit of $36. Sorry, this video's taking a lot longer than I was expecting. I was hoping to pop in here, show you a quick tie win, which we normally get. Normally don't have to go out to bet 17, which is where this one's at. So that right now is a +1 count. And that it would be a 0 count. So 34. $34 is our bet. A 0 count. So we know we're going to be playing this one, the next one. And I love when we get to the bottom of these rows. How often does it happen that you see ties there? I mean, a lot of times I see it at the bottom of that very first row. But that bottom spot, I don't know, something special about it as far as bringing out ties. So -1. We know the player's going to be getting another card. So we got +1. Now we need the banker to get a 2. So now it's actually another 0 count. So we're going to rebet, and this one goes to 38. So we had another 0 count there. That's exciting. Seeing the symmetry coming out in the zeros, because it's the zeros that brings us the green, gives us the tie. So we got a +2. No pairs. Yeah, could be a pair here. +2. That's actually another 0 count right now, and we were sitting on a tie. So we got +1. There we go. And another 2. Bring the green. Brought the green. The symmetry brought the green. So now we're going to do $5 there, and we're going to tip the dealer, because she deserves a tip. She's going to go, thanks, coach. Click, 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 click. Because thanks for the tip, coach. I go by coach because this weekend I also didn't play a whole lot because I'm also a motorcycle safety coach, so I was out on the range all weekend. Yeah, even after leg surgery with 18 holes in my leg, still not did it because I got these sexy compression hose on now. We didn't get the tie here, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. So go out and see Baccarat Funk. Check out his channel. He's got an awesome webpage. He does some fantastic stuff. And I got to tell you, it's rare that we have to go this deep into the bankroll. But how deep were we really into the bankroll? So we hit at 38. So we had profited $34. We were down, before that, we were down $270. Right, so we recouped that $270 still. Okay, you're down. That was our 18th bet. Our 18th bet. What other system can you bet 18 times and only be down $300 starting off at a $5 increment bet? Yeah, name it. But I was willing to actually go down to $2,000. I've got $2,000 on the table. I'm willing to go, and that actually takes me to 32 bets, right? Actually, I'd probably get to 33 bets before I'd probably end up pulling the ripcord, because that would actually get me to $2,000. But 32 bets. We were literally just over halfway. We had 18, so that would have been 36. So we're a little bit over halfway. We still had a long way to go. And look, another tie came up, and I didn't see what had brought the tie before that. But we're only playing for one tie per shoe, unless we get the back-to-back tie, which is just a bonus of another $40, which hits more often than not. Actually, yesterday I had 3 ties that went back-to-back. So I hit my tie, hit my extra bonus tie, and then hit my extra bonus tie. It's a lot of fun when you can do that. So hopefully we're bringing some more content, and you're going to certainly be able to see me playing for the tie, because it has been so successful. But until next time, Mike the Gambling Guy, I'm out. It's good to be back.